Hey guys, wanted to do a video on doing if your collection or if you just had to pick 5 guns kind of thing. 'Cause it really is kind of thought provoking. I mean, you could do 3 too, which also I wouldn't mind doing to figure out what 3 guns. Because I'm thinking 3 guns you could actually hold on your body generally. That's just like 3 rifles or something. 5 guns maybe more of like if you had a home base and you could store 2 of them or 3 of them and only carry 2. Which 5 would you like go down to? Like which 5? And I kind of created 2 sets, an A and a B squad. I think they both have merit. And the more I discuss them on the video, maybe I'll decide to change them or not, or anything. Kind of more discussed it, in my head, in my mind, more than out talking about it, obviously. So maybe as like this video goes, I might change them. But for right now, I think it makes sense loosely in my head. So set A, let's start out with a shotgun. I feel like a shotgun is needed, although Group B does not have a shotgun. So take that as you will. So I chose the Beretta 1301. As a gun you could probably go hunting with, as a gun that you could use as defense, just an all-around strong gun. Technically has a lower capacity, so that's the weakness there. But very effective, semi-auto. You can use it for for defense. You can use it for hunting. You can't go really that long range with it. I guess you could use certain, it's very versatile. You can use just different kinds of, you can go buckshot, you can go turkey, you can, you could do a lot of different things and go, somewhat long range with it, but not like extremely long range. But good gun. I think it's kind of a good pick for if you only had 5. And then within that group, I would go with, for a long range, capacity, capability, sorry. Go with the Bergara 6.5 Creedmoor. This could go really long range with this. 6.5 is good for that. I'm actually going to switch this scope. This is my primary rifle. Just train with it. So I'm probably going to put the scope on the SCAR on this and then put an ACOG on the SCAR. Long-term plans. I mean, I can switch them out now and then long-term get the ACOG later at some point. But yeah, Bergara, I mean, this extremely accurate gun. 6.5 Creedmoor is great for long range. And this is set up pretty well, except for the cheaper scope. It's a Bushnell, nothing scope. But I'll switch my other scope to this one. This gun has a better scope on here. And this is the Premier Edition. So very excellent barrel, very accurate. And some of the more parts are more premium. And then, of course, I put it in a really nice chassis system here. That's number 2. So you got a shotgun and you got a rifle. And then I feel like you need a kind of more of an all-around rifle. So I went picking for that IWI Tavor, because I feel like this is more of a mid-range rifle, also one that you could defend a home or some kind of dwelling with, because it's short. It's a bullpup. You don't lose velocity, but you are able to navigate narrow areas better with it, like hallways and stuff like that. Excuse me. And the capacity is, can be very high on this. And you can use a coupler. So if you had like 30 rounds coupled, you get 60 rounds, of 5.56. And of course that ammunition is readily available, 5.56. Same with the shotgun ammo. 6.5 Creedmoor is not going to be as readily available as far as I know. But I just like the size of this and the reliability of it and the maneuverability of it. Yeah, so good third one. All right, So number 4 is an all-around pistol. So I went with 226 Sig Legion for like more of an all-around kind of pistol gun, handgun that you can carry. It's just that kind of like area where you could, I guess you could inside carry or inside the waistband carry or outside carry, whatever, but just an all around 9mm is good, ready, available, pretty effective. I cleared it, right? So I would think the 226 is just a good all around gun that could last a lot of rounds without being having to be cleaned, or just the parts, how to look for parts and stuff. So very reliable gun, maybe one of the most reliable guns, and also very accurate. It's a Legion. Everything in it is really good. The red dot on it, you run out of batteries, take the red dot off, just use the irons, whatever you gotta do. And the third one, the fifth one is the one I kind of was like, what do I want to go with this? And I kind of went more with having a big, powerful handgun. I kind of wanted something with a higher caliber, so I'm going at 9. And so I went with like something with the higher, a bigger bore, caliber kind of gun. So I kind of went with the 44 Magnum. I just feel like this has a lot of stopping power, something just really powerful. If you're hunting, if you're fighting someone, unfortunately, shooting at someone with body armor or something, I know it's only, 6 shots? Yeah, 6 shots of 44, but 44 is really nasty. So I was just thinking, do I want the Desert Eagle? That's 7 shots of 50 AE or 8 shots of 44 Magnum. Or do I go with this gun? I kind of just really, at this point, kind of like this better than the Desert Eagle. And it's lighter, actually. It's lighter than the Desert Eagle. I guess you would have to get some speed loaders for it in 44 Magnum so you can use it that way. But I see it more as like a secondary gun that you need for something more, you need something a little more powerful. So that's the 5 there. So you have a all-around kind of rifle with the Tavor. You got the Beretta 1301. You get the Bergara 6.5 Creedmoor. You reach out a little bit further with that. Got the all-around handgun, the 226, and you got something a little more powerful with the 629 Competitor. So that's the first 5. And then the second 5, I think, also has merit. So we went with, as the all-around kind of gun, to be a little bit stronger caliber than the 9mm. So I went with a 45 HK. I mean, to me, this is the most reliable gun I have. I feel like it could go forever. It's HK. HKs are just well made. So if I'm going, not from 9mm as the mainstay, I'm going with 45 instead. In this case, obviously a heavier gun, but really, really accurate, really reliable. No optics to worry about. Very simple. You do have the light, but it's a X300, very reliable light. And it has more stopping power. Obviously, it's a little bit slower around, but more stopping power. And then 45, I feel like you could, it's readily available. So, and then from there, I went with something a little more easy to carry. So I went with a 9mm 2011 Bull Armory, just great carry gun. You can, take the light off and then maybe make it easier to carry inside the waistband, but something like more of a secondary gun. You could go smaller than this, but it is an EDC. It's light. This is a polymer frame, so it is lighter and shoots extremely accurate. Just really well made gun. I thought that this would be a good a secondary gun to the 45 if you want to carry a bit lighter, and the capacity is very high on it. So that's the 2 handguns. I guess you could go like 3 handguns, but I feel like but both these loads I kind of went with like 2 handguns and 2 long guns. So in this one too, I went with a all-around good 5.56 in a Daniel Defense. This is obviously not a bullpup. This is a full-size rifle, but I feel like it's extremely reliable, and this would be good for hunting, for defense, for reaching out, decent, 1,000 yards or something like that. Not me. I know people could probably shoot 1,000. I would say it's more as a mid range for me. But like probably like really comfortable at like 3 to 4 to 500. But yeah, Daniel Defense, excellent kind of dual rifle. And then I went for kind of like 22 because, and I went with rifle here. My Tippmann, great 22 rifle, maybe one of the best. Probably, I would tone down the red and stuff if it was more of a survival type thing, and not, this is more of a competition color kind of thing. Really reliable gun. I feel like for the capacity of just holding ammo, you could hold like tons of 22, obviously, versus something like 45. So for that, you could use this definitely for hunting, hunting small game. So I like it for that. So those 2 reasons for just, carrying like 300-400 rounds on you is not really an issue for 22. And you could use it for like mild, like, I wouldn't want to get in a gunfight with it or anything. I don't want to get in a gunfight, period. But like, if you had to defend yourself, it's mildly, good. And like I said, we would have this, and you could carry the 45, or the EDC or something. But this would be good for hunting small game, like squirrels and rabbits and stuff like that. So I like it for that. So I thought it was kind of good, and it's super light, so it's easy to carry. And the last gun is more of a long range gun, also very easy to carry, but much heavier as far as, I feel, if the scope and the bipod make this much heavier, but it's actually a pretty light gun if you take the bipod off. This is an Accutech bipod. They're pretty hefty, but they're also extremely stable. There. So you have the swing stock, so it does make it easier to carry. Got a 308, gun. This is one gun I haven't really trained on, honestly, but I just like it in general for the swing stock. I like it for how accurate it's supposed to be. And 308's a good round. And it's a well-made rifle. So this would be my last one. I probably would, depending on, if you're using it for defense, like a defensive position, I'd probably leave the bipod on. If you went hunting, I would take the bipod off. And probably would actually switch the scope out to something that reaches out a little bit further. This is a 6, right? It's a 1x6, yeah. So something maybe a little bit more long range oriented. Put this on something else. But yeah, that's my 5. I'd be happy to see what 5 you pick, or multiples of 5. I'd probably go another two sets of 5. But when I was doing the list, I was like, I could really go this way or that way and be very happy. I could see the merit in both. I mean, I even have, I would like to even put a 5 together where it has my P365 in there, and something like in that range, with a Mossberg 590. You could just kind of make up more sets of 5, I also have a Browning 300 Win Mag that I could put as the hunting rifle. So there's a few there. There's a few. I think another 2 sets of 5 easy, which would be fun. But yeah, so that's my set of 5. Let me know. I'd be interested to hear what your 5 would be. Maybe you go more handguns. And then once again, this is predicated on you having a place to store the weapons, and you'd go out and grab the loadouts that you would want for that particular thing, and then you'd come back. I'm going to do another one, I think, where I'm just grabbing 3 guns that would make sense that you could hold if you didn't have that option, if you always had to like venture out for long periods of time and had to carry, ammo with you and stuff. That's a tough one because I always like the shotguns is always in there, but then shotgun shells are kind of bulky. So anyway, that's my 5. That's my 2 sets of 5. All right, thank you.